To you, Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley with you right now. Wanted to keep you up to date on what's going on still with the remnants of Ian moving through our area. Of course, the weather has improved. It's still not nice, but there are after effects that we are still dealing with all the downed trees from yesterday, the high winds, the rainfall as well. At one point, well over 300,000 people in North Carolina were without power. Maybe you were one of them. Right now, still a bit over 120,000 are in the dark on this Saturday. We've talked all about the hurricane, but one thing you might not realize is just how long of a path this thing had. Of course, yesterday, the highlight was it coming into South Carolina and right over our area, really delivering those terrible winds for so many hours. And keep in mind, we had 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. When this storm was down near Florida, it was a Category 4 coming right into the Fort Myers area with winds closer to 150 miles per hour. Just kind of think of that for a second. Then it crossed the peninsula, moved closer to Orlando, bringing flooding, Cape Canaveral as well. Big storm surge along the coastal areas as well. And yesterday, you probably saw all those pictures and videos, especially in the Myrtle Beach, Pawleys Island area. That storm surge was so tough to deal with, and they had a whole bunch of flooding, even in parts of southeast North Carolina from Brunswick County. I saw some of that too in New Hanover County near Carolina Beach. A lot of storm surge for them. For us, of course, it has been clouds and rain, and yesterday the wind, but today none of that is really a factor. Ian, by the way, hasn't really left. It just totally weakened. Winds are right now at only 25 miles per hour with the storm, and I haven't found any gusts close to that high here locally. And it's still just swirling. You can't really notice it too much on radar. I know it's been raining outside, but the radar not doing a good job really picking up on that. This rain is really shallow to the ground, and sometimes the radar beam kind of misses it. It's too high to pick it up. This is the view from space this afternoon, by the way. You'll still see the swirling motion right about here. That's all that's left of the hurricane, which again, no longer is a tropical system. It's just a regular old area of low pressure. And what we've been seeing in our area is that thick cloud cover. The sun is out in eastern North Carolina, but we're stuck with all that cool air that's been here for several days. All that created the condensation, the clouds, and that pesky drizzle and light rain that we're still seeing at this hour. And I think we're going to see a lot more of going into the rest of tonight and into tomorrow. Yesterday, when we looked over Winston-Salem, this camera, it was shaking in the breeze repeatedly. Right now, things are calm. The wind is not a problem anymore, but it is chilly. We're in the upper 50s. We've been there all day and basically for several days at this point. It's been very cool for the month of September. Same idea in Burlington. Looks like the rain is settling down a little bit for you. You had some scattered showers earlier, a little bit of drizzle, a little mist. It's not a nice day. We don't need to sugarcoat that. The wind is very manageable though at 5 miles per hour. High point, calm winds, maybe a little drizzle going on, but it's the same kind of sky. I did want to highlight maybe something that you're noticing in your neighborhood or in your backyards. It's the whole reason that we still have a lot of people in the dark. It's things like this. This is actually one of our live cameras at the Greensboro Science Center. So I'll just let you look at this for a second. This is actually at their hippopotamus exhibit outside, and you'll notice there's a large pine tree that fell right there into the exhibit. Everything is fine, but they have gone ahead and posted they're closing the outdoor exhibits for today. Notice there's some damage right here to the walkways leading up into that exhibit. So a lot of cleanup. And maybe you have that in your parts of the triad too, where you have to clean up a lot of this mess that's still left over from the storm system. As I mentioned, though, the winds are gone, not going to be an issue anymore. You still see that swirling motion left over from the storm center. And just to recap for you, a lot of people have been asking me today, well, how high were those winds? What did we go through yesterday? Most of us had winds in that 40 mile per hour range, some a little higher, some a little lower. These are just reports from area airports, and some of those airports ended up failing because they lost power, so we don't have a full set of data. But I did catch 51 mile per hour report from PTI. That was in the evening. That evening hour is when we saw most of those really high winds. Rain totals weren't as high as we would have thought. In fact, there was some dry air that moved in with the storm, so we didn't have any flooding. But about 1 to 2 inches of rain just for yesterday, some people a little closer to 3, and we had about a ½ an inch so far today in some areas. So you add it all together, it was basically 2 to 3 inches for most people. I'm not expecting hardly much rain left over today, just kind of light drizzle overall. But for tomorrow, we are going to see some extra scattered showers that we will watch in our area. Temperatures right now, still cold outside. upper 50s here in the Triad, right around 60 in Lexington, and in Burlington, it's 66 down near Pinehurst at the moment. But this has been the trend. We haven't budged. Our temperature's been so cool for so many hours. Over the last day, we've only moved about 5 degrees from time to time, and we're by far the coldest part of the state. Well, except for the mountains. Boone is 48 degrees right now. Raleigh's in the 60s. It's 70s along the coastal communities. It's actually a really nice beach day down in places like Wrightsville Beach, Myrtle Beach. People are out and about getting some sun this afternoon, where they still have to clean up a little bit as well. Cool air is rushing in behind this low pressure area. Again, that's left over from the storm system, so we're still feeling some of the effects. The gloomy weather, that's going to continue into tomorrow. In fact, I don't think we see the sun again until about Monday at the earliest or Tuesday at the latest. That cool air is rushing in throughout the day tomorrow. It'll be a raw, cold-ish kind of fall feel day. Clouds every step of the way. There will be some scattered rain showers, most likely for the afternoon. So the way I see your Sunday morning, it's mostly cloudy, but maybe just some drizzle. The afternoon has a better chance of some organized rain showers. And then on Monday, it's slowly clearing out. We could sneak in some sunshine to finish off the day, but it's still going to be a bit of a struggle. Here's your hour by hour. We're low 50s in the morning, mid 50s to upper 50s for tomorrow afternoon. We are going to be cool and damp and gray. It's a lot like what we're dealing with right now. But you see what I mean? For Monday, breaks in the clouds are possible, and that's when you could finally start to see that sunshine again. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast here. As we go into tomorrow, we're in the upper 50s. It is still chilly, cool, and gray, as we mentioned. Monday, more of the same, but you get a little bit of that clearing. But I think we enter a really nice stretch of weather here. Tuesday, Wednesday, and into the rest of the week, you'll start to see that sunshine in a big way. Upper 60s and low 70s are starting to break out. Thursday should be the warmest one, but then there's a big cold front next Friday that'll bring us back to some chilly weather, but dry weather for next Saturday. As of right now, I do not see any other hurricanes or tropical systems on the horizon. We're not going to forget this one anytime soon. We've been monitoring social media for pictures and videos throughout the storm. Ariel Cadet's here with more.
Hey, Tim. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what people are talking about after Hurricane Ian, that aftermath that's left behind. We're taking a look at this tweet by WFMY News 2's Daniel Cruz. He went down to Stokesdale, where this grocery store had lost electricity and they had to shut down yesterday evening. So he's talking with them, talking with the managers about what they're going to do. I know, this grocery store doesn't have power. A lot of people in the area don't have power. So we're just going to see what happens with them. And he'll have that story for us tonight at 11. Let's see a little bit more of what's going on. Jeff Brooks with Duke Energy posted this video of how, those crews are working on repairing those poles that have come down. I know we've seen across social media, even on our airwaves, of people see poles coming down, trees coming down. So this is great video of showing the crews really at work as they try to repair all of the damages that we're seeing. So let's take a look at some more things that we're seeing. Another tweet from Duke Energy talking about them, repairing those power lines. I know if you were one of those customers that doesn't have any power right now, that you are definitely trying to see what's going on, probably getting a little anxious, but they're sending out these tweets to kind of remind you of the work that they're doing. So let's keep looking at some other things going on. Another Duke Energy tweet, another look at what they're doing, the repairs that they're working on. It's helpful to see this kind of stuff, especially when you feel like there isn't that much going on. When you see the Duke Energy trucks going through, this is what they're doing, this is what they're working on as they repair those power lines. And Burlington police had reached out and tweeted about the different streets where there's no power. So basically telling people to be cautious as they go through these different intersections. So definitely be careful, drive slow, and be cautious. And we're going to send it back to Tim to have one last check at the weather.
Thanks, Ariel. Here's that 7-day forecast just to recap for you. Again, gray skies, damp weather will continue, but no more high winds, no more real dangerous weather. That's all behind us. We just have some gloomy stuff. So if you're trying to get out and about to clear the yard or do things like that, it is wet, it is damp. That's what we'll see for Sunday. The sun does come back by Monday afternoon, and especially next week. We'll see you after the game on News 2.